When I was 21 years old, this was in the 80s. I was still having this 80s kind of look about me. And, the big hair, the frosty pink lips, the shoulder pads, and all the things. I had gone on a date for Valentine's Day. There we are. And it was an exciting date because I was with a boy that I really liked. So we had been dating for a little while and we had gone out to Valentine's. And it was like we were going out as adults, right? We went to a supper club where mom and dad often went. So, hey, it must be good, right? Because mom and dad would go there. It was called the LeGrand Supper Club in Hermantown, Minnesota. And it was paneled walls, old carpeting. It smelled like every other steakhouse you ever been in. But I worked in a steakhouse, and so I knew this one wasn't going to be like that. But the smells were exactly the same. But after all, I was on a date with somebody I really enjoyed, so this was fun. I was a little nervous, but I was also really, really hungry when I got there. So none of those things really mattered. I focused on my food. First, we got the salad. I dove in, very hungry, and when I bit the cherry tomato, it squirt across the table onto the table in front of him. And that started a very funny conversation about how his parents had the same experience before they'd gotten married. And so while we were eating, he kept smiling at me. And I figured it was because he was feeling sensitive to my embarrassment. But he just kept on smiling at me. And I didn't know why he was smiling. So I asked him, well, why are you smiling at me? And he just said, I'm just smiling at you. He shrugged and he kept watching me eat. Well, he had a beautiful steak in front of him by this time, and my steak is half gone. And so I said, did you eat before we came out? He said, no. And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to eat his steak after I finish my own. I had no idea why he wasn't eating much of his steak because I was hungry. He should be hungry, right? Well, hunger made a very good seasoning. I ignored the smells. I ignored the fact of what I knew about steakhouses and what was going on. And then it was time for dessert, and we shared a strawberry shortcake. And we continued dating. And a few months later, someone asked him when he knew he was in love. He said, because she knows how to eat. I, I have gone out with girls that just pick at their salad, but I love a woman who can eat.